Shanti, good morning. Yesterday we thought the markets would be a little softer on us, but that wasn't really the case. Markets closed in the red yesterday. This morning, some healthy gains coming primarily on account of the IT sector. Is this the US Wall Street knock-on effect that we are seeing in trade this morning?
Yeah, Karthik, some kind of impact is there, and Indian market has been going up 7 consecutive days. It's a vertical up move what we witnessed. So some kind of profit booking, okay, some kind of geopolitical tensions also worrying on the market. So medium to short term traders tend to take some profit from the table at this point of time, and market has risen from a level of 22,000. From there to we are way above at 23,000 at this point of time. So some kind of profit booking tend to be warranted at this point of time.
Yeah, that seems to be definitely one of the sentiments driving. And of course, choppiness yesterday again on account of a few factors. The potential escalation between India and Pakistan was something that was keeping markets on the edge yesterday. This morning, that doesn't really seem to be the case so far. But of course, these are just 10, 12 minutes into market open. We will see how the day goes. But I want to draw your attention, our viewers as well as Kranti, I want to draw your attention to some of the data that we have collated on comparing India's stock exchange with that of Pakistan's. So look at the numbers on your screen, and these are fairly telling. Over the last 10 years, and that is the data that we've looked at, over the last 10 years, absolute returns that Indian investors have got from the markets is in the range of 150 to 180%. Compare that with just about 35 to 50% in the case of Pakistan. There's a lot more data, and let's look at that data as well. The annualized average returns for Indian equity investors, and this we've looked at data across Nifty 50 as well as Sensex. The average returns in the last 10-year period for retail investors has been to the tune of 11 to 13% compared to just about 4% to 6% in the case of the wealth that has been, or the returns that have been returned to Pakistani investors on the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Then, of course, the mammoth size of the Indian market. The Indian market is at a very, very conservative level, more than a $4 trillion worth market. Compare this to just about $100 billion or so in the case of Pakistan. Now, remember, at one point, Kranti, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, at one point in September when we were witnessing the highs in the markets, the Indian stock market had actually reached a valuation of $5 trillion. And then, of course, there was some correction that was taken. Look at the volatility. India has, over the last 10 years, been a moderately volatile stock market. Pakistan, on the other side, has been an extremely high one. And then, of course, there is this strong disdain of foreign investments which don't want to look at Pakistan. But, of course, the strong and increasing trend line for foreign investors in India has been around. Kranti, we thought it might be a good day to try and put what is wrong with Pakistan's stock markets in perspective today. Help us understand. This has been crashing. Last 2 days, 3 days, we've seen 2,000 points down, 1,500 points down. We will try and bring up data for this morning as well as soon as we can. But what is really wrong? Why is the sentiment on the Pakistani stock exchange just so bearish?
Karthik, first of all, I don't want to draw a comparison between India and Pakistan because both are different tangos, extreme ends. Okay,
Right.
one is a nation, okay, which was in woods. We are much advanced in terms of the technology, in terms of the human skills, resource development is concerned. We are way above in all the parameters are concerned.
Right.
Pakistan, of course, they have a stock market. There were some kind of a high risk appetite investors do invest in Pakistan. There is no particular companies, okay, which are making any significant progress in terms of the corporate world is concerned. But
Right.
I want to draw your attention. Pakistan is struggling in terms of their debt, in terms of their GDP growth is concerned, mounting debt. Okay, they have been in a complete mess in terms of the economy is concerned. So
Right.
they're just trying to survive, trying to get the debt from IMF and all. They're running the country in terms of the economy is concerned.
Right.
But last year, in the frontline stock exchanges are concerned, that means Pakistan will not categorized under, not even under the emerging markets, not even under the frontier markets are concerned. But the index has done last 1 year 45% positive returns. The market has risen in the last 1 year. But reason is it has came down to the bottom, and because the IMF have funded that country, okay, some kind of positivity what the markets have witnessed. By and large, okay, in terms of the stock markets are concerned, there is no foreign portfolio investors activity, and we are way ahead of the ahead of. We are in the global peers, and Indian market is one of the largest market economy. Also, we are way ahead when we have to draw a comparison with Pakistan. They lost the economic development. Their agendas are different. Okay, in terms of the economic development, in terms of the human development is concerned.
Right, absolutely. You're right, Kranti. I mean, there is absolutely no comparison between India and Pakistan, but I think we took this opportunity to compare the two countries simply
Yeah,
to
yeah,
help our viewers understand just how
yes,
stark the difference is for countries which got independent at the same date, technically, 14th August and 15th August 1947, have come from the same DNA, have come from the same culture, and it's a stark question on leadership and what
yeah.
leadership can do
Absolutely,
to make
absolutely.
or break an economy, to make or break investor wealth, and to make or
Karthik,
break the lives of
Karthik,
citizens.
sorry to interrupt you. Last 25 years, they lost, okay, they lost the development and also the technological progress. And India have taken the growth path in the past 30, 40 years, and past 25 years, the kind of progress we made is quite significant, and it is unmatchable. Uh, we, as per India is concerned, of course, if we have to draw any comparison, we need to compare with China, what kind of progress they made, and we try to get into their footprints in terms of the economic development and in terms of the increasing the per capita income is concerned.
Right.
Pakistan, they lost their agenda, they have a different agenda, and in this bargain, they don't have any leadership also. That's where the key concern for Pakistan.
Absolutely. A fundamentally weak economy, leadership crisis, decade after decade. There is absolutely no hope for the country to work as a real democracy. And that is something which is keeping the army in Pakistan in charge. But specifically on the last few days, maybe the last 2 days or 3 days or so, and that trend continues. And if you bring up the Asian markets chart, we will see that again, that even this morning, the Karachi 100 is down about 1.8% at a time when rest of Asia, including India, is growing. So right now, the developments, of course, you mentioned, Kranti, that the returns over the last 1 year have been fairly handsome, but then, of course, I assume that is a low base effect playing in. But
Yeah,
if you look at
absolutely.
Asian markets today, the last 2, 3 days, the negativity in the Karachi Stock Exchange, primarily because of escalation with India. How fearful do you think investors in Pakistan right now are?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, there is a fear, and also the main fear that is accentuated from the India's absence of the Indus Valley Treaty, that's going to have a very long-term impact on the economy, because by and large, Pakistan has been a agrarian economy till date. So the dependency on the water is very much high. So the kind of measures India has taken in the last few days, okay, that's going to have a dire impact on the Pakistan economies. That's where the markets are giving the first indications to the economy. So that's where the market has came down. That's the main reason for the fear and jitters in the market for Pakistan.
All right. Well, Kranti Bathini, thank you so much for those inputs. We will leave it at that this morning, but
Yeah.
always a pleasure having you here with us on News 9.